Grilled by both Republican and Democrats at a House subcommittee hearing about President Trump's so-called anti-weaponization fund. The DOJ says the nearly $1.8 billion was to compensate victims of alleged political persecution and carved out of a settlement related to the president's dropped IRS case. Blanche, when asked about the fund, says it's now being nixed.
We're not moving forward with the fund.
It comes after a judge temporarily froze the funds pending litigation. Voters are casting ballots in primary races across 6 states today, including California, where the race for governor is heating up, along with local races. Robin Clay on why he turned out.
It's extremely important to vote, especially in the more local elections, because those are the ones that have the most impact on us in our everyday lives.
Russia launching another major missile and drone attack on Ukraine. Authorities say more than a dozen people have been killed in Ukraine's capital, as well as Dnipro. This is ABC News. The best soccer players from around the world heading for the World Cup matches hosted by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, with kickoff in Los Angeles next week. And with ticket prices out of reach for most fans, many will be tuning in. The matches will be beamed and streamed worldwide, and all signals go through Texas.
In a 500,000 square foot space at Dallas's downtown convention center, the switch has been flipped on FIFA's International Broadcast Center.
Thank you for making it possible to share these emotions and this experience.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino says Dallas was chosen because of its central location in North America, where this year's matches are being played. Jim Ryan, ABC News in Dallas-Fort Worth.
U.S. employers posted 7.6 million job vacancies in April, according to the Labor Department. That's up from 6.9 million in March and better than what analysts expected. The department's job openings and labor turnover survey, or JOLT, showed that layoffs fell. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, a new suspect named in the fatal shooting of a Parkland teenager. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's start you southbound 167, where we are already bumper to bumper from State Route 18 into Sumner. Westbound 18, bumper to bumper from the West Valley Highway over to I-5. This is just volume here. Tacoma to Olympia, though, since we're down there, we're looking great. Just 35 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you a half hour. You've got your usual backup forming between Interurban Avenue and 516. North 405 slows from South Center through the S-curve. South Center to Bellevue, 20 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5, jam-packed just before the West Seattle Bridge, past the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get through all this. The West Seattle Bridge drivers jam up eastbound right at Highway 99 over to I-5. Up in Everett, eastbound 526 is packed, leaving the Boeing plant over to I-5. The I-5 main line, though, looking good. Everett to Marysville, less than 10 minutes. And on the water, the Point Defiance Ferry Terminal has a 1-hour wait for drivers. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Just in, detectives have named the suspected shooter in last week's robbery murder of a 17-year-old in Parkland. 21-year-old Brandon Torres Mesa is now wanted by the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. We have posted his photo on mynorthwest.com. They believe he killed Braylon Diaz after a group of people robbed the boy of his necklace and shot him in front of his girlfriend. 2 other suspects are in custody. They were set to make their first court appearance today. An Auburn man is headed to prison for a racially motivated attack on a Metro bus passenger.
In March of 2024, Aiden Hernandez Mayoral yelled racist remarks at a black woman, calling her Rosa Parks and telling her to move to the back of the bus. When the bus came to a stop, he threw her off it and into a fence. He beat her and stomped on her and stabbed her repeatedly with a knife. Her thick coat managed to protect her from serious injuries. A federal judge has sentenced him to 4.5 years in prison. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
A black Mercedes SUV was hit by a gunfighter early this morning on I-5 South in Seattle. A bullet hit the SUV's right rear door. State Trooper Rick Johnson says this happened around 3 a.m. near the convention center. They want to talk to witnesses.
You know, maybe someone saw something, didn't think it meant anything, like maybe a car speeding through that area or something like that.
The driver was not hurt. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson unveiling a proposal today to renew and expand the Seattle Transit Measure. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch explains.
The existing Seattle transit measure, approved by 80% of voters in 2020, funds frequent bus service, streetcar operations, and free ORCA cards for those who qualify. Mayor Wilson wants to double the city's transit sales tax from 0.15 to 0.30 per $100 purchase.
Just to maintain the level of transit service that we have been providing was going to require a larger measure anyway, because the cost of everything is going up all across the board.
The mayor expects the measure to be on the ballot for voters to decide this November. In Seattle, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Now to your forecast. Sunshine today, highs in the mid-80s. Much cooler tomorrow with some rain on the way as well. Right now, 83 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Heat waves.
Yes. Heat waves. Hear that again. Heat waves.
Like a lid on a pot.
Was it Linda Ronstadt sang Heat Wave?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it is.
Is that her
You
style?
should have covered it. This is the original, though, isn't it? Or is
This is Martha Reeves.
Martha Reeves, yeah. Come on, Joe. You're into heat waves. Have Joe say heat wave every once in a while. Here we go.
Heat waves. Heat waves.
Long lead up. Come on, Martha. Get to it.
Linda Ronstadt sang it in 1975.
Yeah.
Heat waves.
I had a lot of young boy fantasies about Linda Ronstadt. That album cover.
Really? I have so.
You know this song? You don't know it? Here it comes.
Yeah.
Have Joe sing it with me.
Heat waves. Heat waves. Heat waves.
Here we go! John Curley Show! Tightly scripted, Muckles Casino Resort text line keeping us all on track. 1-888-973-5476. There you are, Joe. See what you did there?
I did. Yes. Heat waves. By the way, her song "Long, Long Time." You know that song?
Yeah. Okay.
No.
No, I don't know. What about it?
I have a weird biological react. What is this?
What was that up there? There's Charlie Harker. Okay.
Come on, guys.
Right.
I have a weird physiological. I cry whenever I hear that song, and not because of the song. It just does something odd to me. Don't do it. Don't do it. It takes too long.
Take things in stride. Sounds like good advice, but there's no
It's disabled. It's gonna happen, but there's no camera on me for a reason. So yeah, I can't be exploited.
Yeah, you're in a safe place here. Hey, we're supposed to be doing news here.
All right, come on.
We're a news organization.
It's just a fun
Stop,
fact.
Andrew.
It's just a fun fact. That's all.
That is fun. Yeah. I cry at everything.
It's true.
All right. I was doing some research, and I thought I would share it with you because I saw the other day that Governor Ferguson was asked, hey, would you think temporarily, because we're paying so much money for gas because of the stupid Iran stuff, and how about getting rid of, you could make temporary lift the CCA, right? So I started thinking about the amount of money we spend on gas and the taxes and everything. So we pay, well, I'll tell you how it works. There's this thing called a Highway Trust Fund. So it was set up in 1956. The idea the federal government's like, look, we don't know if every state, how they used to talk in the 50s. We're not sure if every single state's going to, maintain their roads the way they should. And for national defense, we need to make sure that our tanks and trucks or whatever's going across the road is going to be able to go from one state to another, because we don't know if Nebraska is going to work in Missouri, and we don't know if these states are going to be able to cooperate. And each one of them needs to be able to take care of the road, so we're going to set up this thing called the Highway Trust Fund. Yeah, see?
Makes sense, see?
Yeah, see? All right. Well, by the way, it's going to be insolvent in about 2 years, but that's a whole other story. What they did is, so they set the thing up in 56, and they started collecting a portion of every dollar that was collected by the state would then go to Washington, D.C. So Washington State drivers send the stuff to Washington, D.C. In 1982, I hate to admit it, Reagan said, yeah, okay, well, all right. So they took a penny or took a percentage of every dollar that was spent by drivers and gave it to people that liked to be on the bus. Now, that was pushed primarily by big democratically controlled cities and states. They said, hey, we want funding for mass transit. So, well, all right. So he allowed some of the money to go towards, so it was drivers now all of a sudden paying for gas. We're now having a portion of that taken and then gone to mass transit. So that would set it all up. So now what happened is now the mass transit part of your dollars is punched a giant pothole in the highway fund. If we weren't funding mass transit, we would be able to reduce the deficit by about 58%. But all that aside, so you get generally an idea. Driver puts money in, the driver puts gas in the car. Part of it goes to Washington, D.C. Why? Well, duh. It shouldn't be there when people start to talk about, well, should we raise it or lower it? Only a small percentage of. I have a crazy idea. Why don't we do this? Why don't we just get rid of it entirely? Just abolish the thing. That would be about 18 cents. Because why do we need, the drivers of Washington or any other state, need to take our money and send it to Washington, D.C., and then they sit there, the 3,013 employees, federal employees, then go, well, let's see. It looks like we could give some of that money to Illinois. Why? Why don't let Illinois take care of their own roads? And why are we paying for Illinois' buses? Why are we trying to fund any of that other stuff? If we were to be able to keep the 18 cents here as opposed to sending it to Washington, D.C., well, that's a little bit of a savings. It would add up for a while. In fact, if we didn't send the money to Washington, D.C., we would have $1.6 billion to $1.8 billion that we could spend here. So WSDOT spends about $5 to $6 billion a year. That's a nice little chunk of change they'd be able to use to be able to waste on other projects. We have, I think, the 47th worst roads and bridges in the United States, certainly roads, and we spend a tremendous amount of money. So when the governor was asked about the CCA, which is about anywhere between 25 up to 50 cents of every single gallon, he was asked, you could cut that. You want to reduce that for a little while? And Ferguson said, absolutely not. He rejected it entirely because he knew that the money needed to go to fund projects that are so important here in the state of Washington. I'm going to read from, let's see, here's this guy. He does a Substack. I really enjoy his work. And he's been keeping track of where the money goes. So here's one for you. This was the community health. So this is good. The governor does not want to reduce the CCA, right? Because this money is vital. The Community Health Workers Coalition for Migrants and Refugees, they spent $219,575 for Latinx migrant and refugee community engaging and air quality improvement projects. So they took the money that you have in your bank account that you put into your gas tank that then took that money, and then they got $219,575 worth. The grant application noted that the money would fund a community advisory board conducting 3 community workshops and facilitate a one-day summit to produce 3 actionable and innovative interventions to reduce pollution in the Moxie Valley. The multimedia campaign would encourage community participation in reducing air pollution. To achieve this, the group would, quote, use liberating structures exercises as a guide for activities. Liberating structures are easy to learn, microstructures that enhance relationship coordination and trust. What a pile of Afterwards, the group announced that 62 people attended and participated, inspiring a relentless spirit of advocacy, fostering a dynamic community commitment to safeguarding our environment for future generations by improving air quality. When the author of this wrote to them and said, hey, congratulations on your 3 actionable, innovative interventions. Could you please send them to me? Because after all, I paid for it. I'm adding that part in there. The author of the study was then sent this email. Those contain HIPAA-protected information and are intellectual property of our community. We can't tell you. So I don't need that. I don't need that. Go ahead. Bounce right off me. Betches. Nope. Nope. No effect. So the money taken from the industries in Washington in the form of taxation and then given to the legislators that then give it to organizations like that. I mean, there's another one. I don't want to pick on the Somalians, but here's one for you. $170,200 granted for the Somali Independent Business Alliance to run inclusive meetings, educational workshops, and stakeholder feedback to learn about air pollution impact. The budget, get this, this is your CCA money to reduce all sorts of health travesties that are occurring and lower the temperature of the earth. The budget was $104,000 for salaries and benefits. That's of the 170. So far, how much air pollution have we reduced? So we $104,000 for salaries and benefits, $13,000 for consultants and contractors. Then they took $11,000 to pay people to participate in meetings, and $15,000 for what is known as unitemized overhead. And again, when the governor's asked, hey, could we just maybe not fund the CCA for a little while? Absolutely not. We got to make sure that we're spending $104,000 on salaries, and then we can have innovative, actionable innovations in order to produce air quality. What a load of total amount of money. If we didn't have to pay, get this, if we didn't pay federal gas tax, and we didn't give money to these thieves, right? And I mean that in the nicest way. Gallon of gas in the state of Washington could be about $3.30. Now, $3.30. What do we pay now? $5.30. Listen, I know Trump has completely screwed the pooch on this Iran war, and that's where we're paying the high gas tax, and Israel's in there not explaining why they're bombing Lebanon. But in the meantime, this grift, this fraud, this abuse of this CCA, this money that whoever voted for it, the citizens that wanted to keep it in place, you're being ripped off. And where are the metrics? What are you doing? Having people sit around, attend some sort of meeting, and then I don't know what else they're doing in there. From 220-some thousand to 170,000, and the list keeps going and going and going. But the governor, absolutely not. No way are we going to touch the CCA fund. No way. Crazy, huh? Any questions, comments, concerns? And I mean, again, those groups, listen, they filled out the grants, they got the money, good for them, right? They're going to spend it however they're going to spend it.
Yeah, shame on me for not coming up with an idea to educate people about air pollution. It seems like a big business right about it.
Well, you could probably tell them there is a combination of two things. One, the air pollution, and then whenever you hear that song by Linda Ronstadt, you don't know whether it's the air pollution or Linda's voice. You just your eyes start to fill up.
Yes.
And your nose starts to run.
Probably pollution.
I don't know. Let's test it.
No, it's too long of a song. You don't want to do that.
We've got to pound it, and we've got to pound it till it's done.
Yeah. I would love for somebody that's in Olympia that's elected to get in there and start really digging. You can read more. Shipwrecked is the name of the Substack. He's been a prosecutor for 22 years, and he lives in L.A., but he just started digging into this sort of stuff, and I've been following him and looks at them, and he's like, okay, where's the money? Where's this going? Todd Myers, Washington Policy Center, does the same thing. Department of Ecology, show me where the money's going. Show me how you're reducing CO2. And, when they give him a report that's like 3 years old or 2 years old, and Todd looks at the numbers and says, these numbers don't add up. But again, doesn't matter. Somebody's going to benefit. Isn't that nutty? And again, you know what? Why? You know what? I shouldn't care. I shouldn't care. I sent you this, Joe. Did I send this to you?
Probably not.
I did. I think I did. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. I sent it to you. It's Alan Watts about... see where I sent you that thing? When we die, we spend so much time and energy being liked by people. Did you see it?
Yeah.
And what'd you do with it? Did you
A couple days ago?
No, like a couple hours ago.
No, you didn't send me that today. Come on, you sent me all kinds of weird stuff about.
I sent it to you today at 12:31. I thought it'd be appropriate for the end of my little monologue. But it's too late now. You know, you're too busy crying and
You should have told me that.
doing weird stuff with Linda Ronstadt album. Can
Here,
you hear it?
I'll play it for you.
All right, here we go. So
You will die. So will everyone you love. The world forgets fast, so why beg for praise? Why fear their judgment? You spend so much time trying to impress people who are just as lost as you. So much energy trying to be liked by people who won't even attend your funeral. You hold back your truth because you're afraid of being misunderstood. But you're misunderstanding yourself just to fit in.
Right.
And the cruelest part of it all? No matter how much you give, the world moves on. Fast. People forget. Not because they're cruel, but because they're busy trying not to drown in their own lives. So if it all ends, if none of us make it out alive, why live quietly? Why chase approval instead of peace? Speak the truth. Wear what you love. Dance badly. Say I love you first. Start over. Even if it scares you.
That's a little
Because
trite.
you're not here to be remembered.
Yeah.
You're here to feel it while you can.
There you go.
You will die.
There you go.
I'm a big fan of Alan Watts.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened after listening to him for 3 hours and then talking to Kathy. Can I tell that story?
I don't think so.
Off the air, it's probably a little too personal. All right. Nate, take a look at traffic. By the way, we're going to have a guy. When's the guy come on that's putting on a billboard of himself?
5:30.
5:30. Well, no one's going to be around for that. Here comes Nate. Check your traffic. Nathan?
Yeah, Seattle to Everett plan on 45 minutes. You're crowded from 145th and Shoreline, just past 164th there in Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett pushing an hour, 55 minutes. We have a crash at Northeast 132nd there in Totem Lake. It's in your left general purpose lane, and the backup starts at 5:20. Everett to Seattle is 35 minutes, 25 from Linwood. It gets heavy there at Northeast 50th down to I-90. Everett to Bellevue, just a half hour, 20 minutes from Linwood. A little slowing through Canyon Park. And then once you get into Bellevue, it starts to slow at 5:20, and that doesn't let up to get all the way to the Renton Landing. Pretty thick between Northeast 8th and Factoria. So Bellevue to Renton right now is a 35-minute drive. Seattle to Federal Way, also 35 minutes. You're slow from the Duwamish Curve to 516. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're pushing 50 minutes. It is bumper to bumper from State Route 18 into Sumner. The support brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know the key to a long-lasting roof is yearly maintenance. Need an inspection, repair, restoration, moss removal, or just a cleanup? You can trust Guardian's licensed, insured, and expertly trained team. We offer free estimates, second opinions, and financing, giving you the peace of mind your home deserves. Call today. Our first-time customers can save $99 on our award-winning roof repair and cleaning service. Visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in,